The platypus has no stomach. The platypus has no stomach. Now, you've probably never heard anybody start a conversation with that sentence, let alone a business presentation, unless you've been to one of mine. I love that statement. And usually when I start a conversation with that, I say, the platypus has no stomach. Okay, I'll wait while you all go check that on your phones. And I do. I see people checking that on the phones. But what I immediately have is I've drawn people in to my world. I'm not the same as everybody else they've seen that day. And what we're talking about here today, and we're talking about creating quick connections, because every day I go through this routine where the sameness to me is I have some entrepreneur, salesperson, speaker, client. One of these people is telling me, I am so good at building rapport. I am so good at that. I go, well, then what's your problem? Well, nobody returns my emails and nobody's answering my calls, or the audience doesn't get into what I'm saying. And that's when I realized years ago, there's a big difference between the connection and rapport. That's a wall that people have to climb. And I want to talk a little bit about that today. And I'm going to have an opportunity where you can come in there and take some tips from me. If you respond to this, if you're just seeing this right now, put I need those tips in the chat, and we will get those out to you here. If you're watching live right now, you can put it in there and say, I want those tips. And I'll get those out to you after the broadcast is over here. But if you want to join us and have questions about certain situations that you're talking about, get in here now. Join Ray Live. I am Ray. Join Ray Live right there. It says it right there. Join Ray Live, and we will we'll get to stepping with this thing. So the sameness is what kills us. How many times every day do you hear the people say the same thing? How are you today? Can I get something started for you? You know, think about this. Think about the questions you hear every single day. How are you today? What's your answer to that? Fine. That creates a sameness. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone today? A presenter. What happens there? Here's the thing. When you ask a question, you're being polite. And there's a difference between politeness and confidence. And when you're looking to create a business partner for yourself, people don't want to hire polite people. They want to hire confident people. Yes, it's good to be polite, but I want someone who's confident, that I'm confident in, that I know they can have the job. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Really, what we're really going to talk about is have fun, be remarkable. Okay, let's do that, shall we? All right. And first thing to not be same. Do some research about the person you're about to talk to. I got on a call with one of the best spin doctors in America, and I did a little research of how they open up conversations, and I watched him, and it was remarkable. And we both got on at the same time. We'd never met, really talked very much before at all. And we got on the same time, and we both said, there he is. And then I said, the man. And he went, the myth. And I went, the legend. And we started cracking up because we both know what we did to each other. We created a familiarity of friendship instead of by asking questions, by making statements. That's one of the key things you can do today to create that quick connection, create that instant friendship. People do not buy from strangers, they buy from friends. Well, how do you create that instant friendship? That's one way. You make statements, don't ask questions. So here's a quick little exercise for you. Go through your day, and every time you hear a cliched question, when you're in the store, when you're in Starbucks, when you're in the dry cleaning line, whatever it is, write down that question. And later on, what I want you to do is write down the most ridiculous answers that you can think to that question. For example, if you go to Starbucks, you're always going to be asked, hey, can I get something started for you today? Can I get something started for you today? Well, then you just tell them what your coffee order is. But what if you made life interesting? Because when you make statements, you make life more interesting because they're not ready for those sameness. They're ready for the sameness. They're ready for something different. So, yeah, can you get something started? How about a revolution where the middle takes over America instead of the far left and the far right? How about, can I get something started? Yeah, I'd like to get my 71 Pinto that's been sitting in the driveway for 35 years started. Whatever it is, make a statement, see the reaction. How are you today? God, all day long. I got a free cup of coffee from that question. And I went into Starbucks and they said, how are you today? I said, oh my God, I'm having the greatest day I've ever had in my life. And they went, oh, that's nice. What happened? I need to know what happened. And I told this woman, I said, it really came from a dream that I had last night. Said, really? What was the dream? And I go, it's really pretty deep. I don't know if you can handle it this early in the morning. She goes, no, you've got to tell me. You've got to tell me. This is like so exciting. I'm so excited for this. And I said, well, I had this dream and I'm just going through this dream. And I realized that I'm going to get a cup of coffee. And are you sure you can handle this dream? Yes, I need to handle this dream. I need to handle this dream. I got a free cup of coffee, but I woke up before I found out whether it was at Pete's or at Starbucks. And I just looked at her and she threw her head back and started laughing. She said, oh my God, that made my day. Thank you so much. Your dream ends today. It happened at Starbucks and she handed me a free cup of coffee. So that's the kind of thing. And Gary McKinsey, business growth and marketing coach, he's in there for needing the tips. That's good to see. Thank you, Gary. I've been meaning to send you an email about that May 10th too. And I'm in for that too. So if he's still watching, I'm in for that. But statements, not questions. Think of the questions that you say that bother people. If you walk in and you say, oh, is this seat taken? Can I sit here? As opposed to, oh, thanks for saving my seat. If you say, thanks for saving my seat, if there is somebody sitting there, they will tell you, just like they say, can I sit here? But you don't get put in that instant creeper zone right away. Oh, thanks for saving my seat. I appreciate that. And now people will look at you funny. That's the thing. You want to change their state of mind. You want them to look at you differently. So that is the fantastic thing with it. So what are your cliche questions? Write down answers for those you've never told anybody and try them out starting tomorrow. What questions do you hear every day? When one of the biggest time of all times I used to hear when I worked, anytime you walk in a retail spot is, can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? And the answer is always, no, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. When I worked in a retail store, I changed my question to, I'll let you buy that, which is not a question, it's a statement. And what happens if you say, can I help you? No, I'm fine. 2 seconds they're looking around and say, where did that guy go? I have questions now. But when I said, I'll let you buy that, they would look at me and say, I bet you would. By the way, I got a couple questions for you about this. So it immediately engages in conversation. So creating quick connections. Friends make statements to friends. If you are asking questions to start a conversation, you are being put on the outside looking in. If you want to stay on the inside and be in the same zone that they're in, make a statement instead of a question. And I'll give you a couple of little tips and tricks with that. If you put in the chat, you're watching this thing, I want those tips, put that in there, and I will put those in there. Gary is, May 2nd. I better check that. I thought it was 10th, but I'll double check that anyway, Gary, because I think that day is still good. All right. So we're booking appointments. We're doing business on here, and we're helping you out to connect quickly. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate that. So make statements, don't ask questions. Statements imply confidence and comfort. And that's what friends are, confidence and comfort. So when you're thinking about starting a conversation, make it easy on yourself. People will respond to statements, not questions. If you're wondering what to do and you're sitting there thinking, be the platypus. The platypus is the oddest animal in the world, but it gets attention because it's so odd. And if you can go out there and be different, by making statements instead of asking questions, you will meet more people faster. You'll get the lean in factor. You'll get people going, oh my God, who is this person? This is amazing. So that's all for today. If you have questions, leave them in the chat. If you want to get more of those tips and tricks, I forgot to write them down before I did this today. Otherwise, I would have had a link to them. But I will send them to you all each individually. If you request, just put, I want those tips. And I'll send it out to Gary McKenzie, and we will go from there. All right. Have a great day. I will see you next week, and we'll talk more about this. All right.